Is that there's tile on the side of this building. Now, where would you ever find tile on the side of a building? But Tony had it put on so he could get fire insurance.
Oh, okay.
And when I got up here 4 years ago, this tile had fallen off. It was in piles all over the place. So one of my many jobs I've been doing since the past 4 years, I put all the tile back on.
Yeah. Well, 1982 is some time ago by now.
Yeah. But this thing, we had piles of tile. And then I painted the whole building.
Tile.
Yeah. Painted the deck. Everything that you see here, I painted or fixed in one way or another. And then from some of Tony's used building materials, we got this built. This was going to be an outdoor recreation area. The plumbing is hooked up. I hooked that up about a year ago. We've never really used it.
Let's see the water run.
Well, I have to turn the water on over there.
It's just hooked up. It's not
Yes.
on. Okay.
What we do use, we use this a lot. Tony got this. He acquires things from different places. And he picked this up cheap because it had rust on it. But this is a great grill. So we want to grill outside, we use this thing. And then about 3 years ago, out of used materials, he built this. And we're using that basically as a storage facility. But it's got a lot of stuff in it which we can't use anymore. So we're going to have to find a place for it. I've been taking all of his used materials over the past 4 years and basically building things out of them. And we had...
This is almost an enclosed structure.
Yeah, yeah.
But not quite.
Not quite. Tony had 3 container loads shipped up here.
Uh-huh.
This place was a Sanford and Son, as I called it.
Well, yes.
One
of the things you find in life is wherever you go, there you are. And wherever Tony goes,
yeah,
that's what the kind of thing he creates.
I have spent 4 years cleaning this place up.
Yeah.
I'm still working on it. But it's improved a lot. Anyway, let's go around here. Down the stairway. My summer project was I painted this whole deck. It hadn't been painted in 20-some years. I got 3 coats on it, and you can see that now I got to come back and redo it again. It's like anything else up here. Everything weathers. But I mean, can you imagine all these tiles falling off in piles? How much hours I spent putting all this stuff
How are they held up there?
Mastic.
Just
mastic, just mortar mix.
Mortar, okay.
Yeah. But they're all on. Property runs down in that direction. There's some trees and stuff down there, but nothing really to see. It's part of the forest.
How many chickens are here?
A lot. Maybe about 20. Okay. They roam all over the place. They're the wild mo'o. They're kind of amusing. We have wild chickens, wild deer. We have black-tailed deer. And, of course, wild pig. All in this area. Now, these plants here, these are Kahili ginger. And when they're in bloom, flower stalk is about that high, about that round. It is absolutely gorgeous. Of course, these are an invasive plant.
Yeah.
But they're beautiful.
Right.
Right now they're in bud. And then all these trees you see here which look dead and dying, they're all around the property. These are plum trees.
Oh, they're plum.
And plum season, peak plum season is about the 4th to the 8th of July. And if we have a good year, these things are just laden with plums. The whole tree is just red. And man, are they delicious. You get so tired of eating plums, you don't want any more. This is the hot tub.
Oh, okay.
This was a monstrosity. I had to build this platform to put it on. This was a gift to us. Unfortunately, the gift turned out to be a money pit.
Well, of course.
Naturally. But once we got it in here, I was determined to get it running. So I brought up an electrician and had him put a 220 line from the main fuse box to here. So this is your switch. And you got to throw this switch to power up your hot tub. But this is the hot tub.
What is the utility on Kauai? Who's your light bill?
You know, I don't pay it.
Okay, we'll ask
Tony
Tony.
does.
Yeah, all right.
He's the guy to ask. But anyway, I just put fresh water in here yesterday.
Alrighty.
I haven't heated it up or anything. I just put the water in it. Put the chemicals in.
Yeah. Cold water.
But
Great.
once it's heated up, it'll stay heated with this lid on it for quite some time.
There's the veranda.
Yep. I just put that in here. Tony gave me that as a safety item, which I think was a smart idea. Just for the, you know, kicks and giggles.
A ladder to climb out of the
Yep.
hot tub.
And then I just got this, I just finished this tile work here. I got to do more over here. Banana trees. You've got all kinds of forest trees in here. A lot of it is invasive, some of it is native. Like this is koa, it's native koa right here with the sickle shaped leaf. The other
How many
trees,
koa trees are there here?
quite a few. They're all around the property. Just look for that sickle leaf and the fungus growing on the trunk, and you can pretty well tell which is koa. And there's banana. You want some basil? Basil. This is a coffee tree. Want coffee? When it's in full bloom, you come out and harvest your berries. Make your own coffee. Right now it's not in bloom, but there's a couple leftover berries. Those are coffee berries if you haven't seen them. What you got to do is, there's your coffee bean right there. There's two of them. It's a pea berry.
Wow.
Now that,
This does not look like Starbucks.
no, sure isn't. That, you got to cook it, dry it, grind it. A lot of work involved. A lot of hand labor. But it's funny that we have a coffee tree right here. You could harvest your own coffee, which is kind of cool. I don't know who planted that or how long it's been here, but it's obviously been here for quite a while. More plum trees. Plum trees, plum trees. There's a lot of stuff like ornamentals, like your bird of paradise.
Yes.
Who knew, right?
Ubiquitous.
Yeah. There was piles of literally shit all over the place.
Like this here.
Like this. I had 3 of these.
Uh-huh.
I'm down to 1.
And then we're into the woods.
Yeah, and it's all forest, all up through here. There's homes 300 yards that way. And then there's 2 houses below this one.
Now we're at a state park, Kokee State Park, right?
Yes, this is Kokee State
Kokee,
Park.
Kokee State Park.
Right, right.
And when did that form, and how did this, the place here preceded that, right?
It did. There apparently, from what Tony has told me, was another structure up here. Some kind of which was just a junk. These cabins run from basically cardboard shacks
Yeah.
to 4-star hotels. Of all the cabins that are up here, and I have been coming up here for 40 years, and I've been in a lot of them, this is by far the 4-star hotel in Koke'e.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Bar none.
Yeah, there was the Boy Scout thing and the,
Yeah.
what was the other youth camp?
Well, there's the Hanwaji Mission, there's the Boy Scout camp, there's Camp Sloggett.
Uh-huh.
Those are 3 different camps that have been up here forever. But I mean, this has been in the old days, this was just a summer retreat for the local. Again, plum trees. More ginger, more ginger.
And here's this invasive plant being invasive
All
again.
invasive.
Yeah. What was that called?
That's called Kahili ginger.
Ginger.
Yeah.
That's the ginger. Okay.
Like I say, when it's in bloom, it's gorgeous. The whole thing smells like a perfume factory in here.
It does. You know, I noticed that when we went over the swinging bridge.
Mm-hmm.
What's the name of that place?
That's down in Hanapepe.
Hanapepe Swinging Bridge.
Yes.
Yeah. There was a very fragrant
Yeah.
floral thing going on there, and there's something that looks like roses.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
It's some kind of an ornamental. I don't know what that is. There's another ornamental here. And then, of course, the front of the place. Now, Tony, one of the things he shipped over, God, he shipped, like I said, 3 containers. A lot of it I was able to utilize. This awning I was able to put up and to shield the balcony here from rain. And then, you know, he shipped over these things, which we've been able to use. A lot of the stuff he had shipped over was, unfortunately, plywood or fiberboard. And left out in this kind of weather, you know what that happens to it. It happens like that over there. You see that pile?
Right.
It just goes.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Yeah, look at that. That was 6 feet high. I had an 8-foot high pile over there.
And the weather, by the way, is typical Hawaii right now at this moment. It's humid.
Yeah.
Sort of almost a drizzle, not quite.
We call it Koke'e mist.
Mist.
You'll have a
Kokee
little mist come in here because it's wintertime.
Yeah, wintertime, and it's about 60 degrees
Yeah.
Fahrenheit.
Now, this cabin is situated in a bowl. And when we have a major hurricane, which is far and few between, this bowl is pretty much protected. So this is actually a very good location for this cabin. But we have a main power line coming in from the dirt road.
Uh-huh.
And then it comes this pole I had to put up last year because the whole thing had fallen over. That was an interesting day. It's like anything else. You got a cabin, there's just maintenance that just never stops.
Right.
And it's got to be kept up. But
And there's utilities. There's a water line that comes from a reservoir.
Well, the water line.
Yeah.
That was a disaster. It comes in from way up top. It's PVC. It was very old. It kept cracking and breaking. So I reinstalled water line. I reinstalled shut-off valves. And then I followed the original line, and I ran it under the house. And I put a whole new filtration system in there because there was none. So now you've got artesian water supposedly coming into a main holding facility, which then gravity feeds down to here, which goes into a particulate and chemical filter under the house, and then comes up into the house. So, it's just, one thing after another. All this was wood underneath here, which was decaying. I put new wood in and retiled all that. Again, all with tile that Tony picked up for, nickels and dimes. All reused stuff. And then there isn't all much grass up here, but there's a fellow named Bob Silva who's pushing about 83. He comes up and cuts the grass once in a while. So that's nice, but that's all he does. And then back around to where we kind of started. This is all stuff I'm still working to get out of here. That lumber was 8 feet high and 10 feet wide. So I've got it down to that.
Probably left over from the creation of this.
It was. All of this lumber that you see here had nothing but nails and stuff. It was a mess. So all of it had to be reworked to be usable.
Yeah.
And that meant cutting off ends and trimming this and doing that. It was just a massive amount of labor.
So this is, one refers to the place as the Trout Unlimited Lodge?
Well, not really, but Trout Unlimited uses the cabin for its activities up here. Are you a trout fisherman?
I can't say that I've ever fished for trout, quite honestly.
Okay. We have trout in Koke'e.
Uh-huh.
And it's the only island that does. And if you're a trout fisherman, of course, you're a nut to begin with.
Yeah.
As we all are.
So is this just a Tony Lacricchio Lodge? Is that how you refer to it? What do you call it?
Tony's Place.
Tony's Place.
Yeah.
Which is here thanks to the...
contributions of different people.
Yeah, and under the tax exempt status of Trout Unlimited, that has allowed it to continue in what is now Kokee State Park.
We are working to get Trout Unlimited involved, but I'm a member of the board of directors of Trout Unlimited here in Hawaii.
Uh-huh.
And at our board meeting, after going over all of the various accoutrements to the lease, the board has decided that they don't want to have any liability factors.
Well, of course, who would?
Who
Yeah.
would? So when we have our Trout Unlimited functions, we use this as a place as a headquarters.
Right.
Then we stock the streams, we fish the streams, and we do a lot of invasive plant eradication with some of the Nature Conservancy people that are up here. So TU, as a nonprofit, works with other conservation organizations, basically to re-establish the natural flow of the trout streams, because a lot of them now are totally encapsulated by invasive plants. So it's kind of a win-win situation. Now the state actually stocks a large reservoir down here,
Right.
called the Pu'ulau Reservoir. And that's where 99% of the people who are on Kauai come to catch their trout. And it's a catch and keep type of thing. They love to come in, catch their trout, take it home and eat it. Trout Unlimited is primarily a catch and release organization. So what we're trying to do is to establish the streams, or at least some streams, as strictly catch and release. There are 6 streams that come off of Mount Waialeale. 3 of them have natural trout reproduction. The trout were introduced in the 1920s.
Uh-huh.
The other 3 streams will support trout until they die, but they can't reproduce. Either the pH is not right, or the
Right.
temperature gets too warm for too long a period of time. But the streams that do have natural trout reproduction are just unbelievably beautiful. And the streams that are stocked are also beautiful too. And they have hiking trails along some of them. They're gorgeous. So Koke'e is known for its hiking trails, its beauty, the Waimea Canyon, all that sort of stuff. People don't realize the beauty that's up here and the advantages of, having time to spend up here. The hiking trails and the trout fishing are just unbelievable. So that's what brings me up, is the trout fishing and the hiking. So you've basically seen the cabin.
All right.
I'm kind of working with Tony to take over the financing on it, because he's been having a hard time maintaining the financing of it. So everybody's been kind of chipping in here and chipping in there, so the state doesn't take it back on them.
Right. Okay.